It's all about mentorship of accountants, because at the end of the day, I would want my students, people who have been my mentees, to shine very bright outside here. And how do we get really to shine the way your Molim would want you to shine? It's by honing some key skills. If you happen to know them, there is no way people in the organization will operate without you being involved. There is no way you people will operate without being involved. Like where I work at my workplace, anytime there is any serious Excel inquiry, the name Joshua must appear somewhere. Yeah, somebody has gone to do some implementation of our system. And perhaps in this case here, they are exporting our financials from our system to Excel. Excel is quite a powerful tool in terms of analyzing, in terms of dashboards, in terms of computer. It's a big thing, yes. So if, for example, you're exporting this data to Excel, and then here you are not able, for example, to fix a few things here and there, you'll always hear my name being mentioned. So you'll automatically become one of those guys who are highly sought after in your organization if you're so good in Excel. So the first skill that I would want to sell to you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is mastery of Excel knowledge. And the kind of Excel, at times I sympathize and laugh at some of my students who give me their CVs. They'll give me a CV and then they'll say that I'm very proficient in Excel. And then I'll ask them, you're saying you're good in Excel? Fine, sit down. A computer is here. So then what they'll do, of course, I'll give them very simple things. Allow me to share my screen. I'll give them very simple things. These are the kind of things that I will normally give them. You've told me that you are very proficient. That's what they say. I'm very proficient in Excel. I'm an advanced Excel user. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. So you guys, are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? You can just mention yes or Y for yes. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Seemingly no. Yes. Thank you very much. So I'll start them off with a very simple illustration. So you've told me in this case here that you are very conversant with matters of Excel. So I'll come and give them very small, short tables here. I've got 2 employees, 2 salespeople. One is called Jane, the other one is called Kamau, right? And then they had these sales in the month of January, 10 million, 12 million. February, 7 million, 15 million. And then I'll ask them, in this case here, to give me the total sales of the 2 salesmen in the month of January. And of course, in the month of February, and then I would want to know over the 2 months, what is the total sales of Jane? What is the total sales of Kamau? So normally these guys who say that they are very proficient, they are so good with Excel, they start doing things that are done by Form 4 leavers. So you get somebody coming and telling you to activate a cell. First of all, we start with equals, and then they start doing, this is work of a high school leaver. Right? And then once they see this sum in blue, you'll even see them smiling as if they've done something very nice. So they'll come and press this button, which is on top of caps lock. The button which is on top of caps lock is the tab. So they press the tab like that. Once they press the tab, you'll see them here painstakingly highlighting this column of January. And then once they are there, of course, they are a little bit brighter. They don't even have to close brackets. What they'll do, they'll come and tell you, enter. Actually, the ones who do not even know the formulas, the Excel very well, they simply press enter. When you press enter, what happens? This answer will, of course, be left where the cursor is, right? But you see, if I say enter there, if I say enter, this is what will happen. I'll get the total, which is 22, and then I'll have this, right? Highlighted the cell, being the one that is lower, the immediate lower cell. But you see, there is nothing there. That's wastage of time. If I come back here and, for example, expose my formula by saying F2, if I'm the one doing this and I've used this sum, I'll press tab. So that this cell that will be highlighted will be the cell on the right. So I'll press tab. So when I press tab, you can see the cell highlighted here is the cell on the right. So once I'm here on this cell on the right, and I would want this formula that I used to get 22 to be duplicated here, what should I do? There are so many ways you can do. You can come and say control toward the right, control R. So when you press control R, in this case here, your formula on the left is shifted to the right automatically. Let me undo this. I can come and say control Z to undo this. Now, some students will tell you, Mwalimu, why don't I come and drag? Why don't I come and put this, what I normally call the angry rabbit? This on here for autofill. You know, we have got two pluses there. We have this plus, which is white, and then we have got this dark black, which you'll get when you put it at the corner here. So once they get this angry rabbit, what they'll do, they'll come and do what here? Somebody will come and in this case here, drag this to the right. And then they'll be able to get that 22. Brilliant, but a long way. Methods being used by high school graduates. If, for example, you have been to somebody who is good in Excel, somebody who is good in Excel, they'll come and tell you, hey, for you to be able to sum, you just come and put this cursor where you are expecting to get the total. And then you press Alt equals. I'm holding on Alt permanently. I'm holding on Alt permanently, and then I'll be able to say equals there. So when I say Alt equals, I'm able to see something that has popped up. The formula has popped up. What I need to do is basically to take this to the right. So I'll come and press Tab. When I press Tab, you can see Alt equals is powerful. Alt equals is powerful. So right now I'm on the right, and I would want to shift this formula to the right. So to the right, then what will I do? I'll simply come and say Control R, control to the right, like that. Again, somebody who still does this is not very far away from a high school graduate. Is not very far away from a high school graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen. If you look at this particular table very well, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that they need totals here. They need totals for the row and totals for the column. So then what a good student will do is to come and highlight the entire table. So how do we do this? I'll come and say Control Shift, right arrow. I'm still holding on to my Control Shift. This is the only hand which I'm walking around with. I'm still holding on my Control Shift, and then I'll be able to straight away move down arrow like that. So once I'm here, I should be able to say right away, Alt equals. So when I say Alt equals, what am I seeing? Brilliant. I'm seeing Excel has done the tabulations, the totaling for me, both row-wise and the column-wise, row-wise and the column-wise, like that. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. A good student, especially when you are given very many Excel tables, which are similar in format, what you should do is to come and highlight the first table. You can highlight the first table, highlight it like that. And then you come to the second table. Before you click there on year one, you hold on to Control. Once you hold on to Control, then now you should be able to straight away highlight. Sorry, you should be able to. Let me just start again here. So what am I doing? I'm highlighting table number 1. From there, I go to the second table before I press, because if I press, the first highlight there will be lost. So I'll come and say Control, and then I'll be able to highlight now this second table, including the totals. Once I do that, I should be able to come and say Alt equals. When I say Alt equals, what are you seeing? Totals for all the tables have been provided. Now we need to agree on one thing. Am I here to teach you today or simply to do a demonstration? Because if it's teaching, then I will need to reduce the speed. And then, of course, give you the Excel worksheets we study together. But now remember, I only have 30 minutes. Already 15 minutes are gone. I think mine should be to demonstrate at a high level, and then we sit down and talk, isn't it? We sit down and talk. I just demonstrate at a high level, and then we sit and talk. Let me demonstrate. So far where we have reached, is there somebody who has been able to see the high power of Excel? So far where we have reached, is there somebody who has been able to see the high power of Excel? Right, I can see Anne Mungai there. My AFM student, yes, Manyi, great. Then allow me to continue here. The other thing that I normally see my students here struggling. I normally see people struggling with Excel so much. I thank really the person who told me to do ACCA, because ACCAs do not struggle with Excel. CPAs have been struggling with Excel, but now fortunately with the data analytics paper that has just been introduced, we expect now that also CPA students and graduates, and of course ISPAC members, now they should become thorough with Excel. So I'll come and tell this young man, you told me you're proficient in Excel. Yes. Here in between, I've got three rows, which are empty, blank rows. Could you kindly, in this case here, delete them? So this poor fellow who told me is very proficient in Excel will come under, for example, highlight this. Will come under, for example, highlight this. All right. And then they'll come and right click. When they right click there, they'll come and tell you delete. It's gone. Now there are two. And even the one who is a bit brighter, after they highlight the first one, they'll come and in this case here, highlight the second one, or all the others which are blank, by holding on to control, control. So they have highlighted now two, and then now here they'll be able to say, right click. They'll be able to say delete. They've gone. But this is a no-brainer. This is a student who does not know Excel doing this. A student who knows Excel, if you allow me to go back with Control ZZ, I have three. What a student who knows Excel will do, they'll come and copy the entire table, Control Shift, right arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. We have been able to highlight those three, or rather those two tables, including the blank cells. Once they do that, now they'll be able to go to F5. They click F5. When they click F5 like this, you can see a special pop-up window. In this case here, they'll come and click special. Now this is somebody who knows Excel. And then once they say they're at special, they'll come and mention blanks. And then once they mention blanks, in this case here, ladies and gentlemen, they'll come and say, okay. So once they say, okay like that, then what they will do is to come and, you can see they are highlighted, the blanks are highlighted. Now they'll come and say control to Anisha, control minus. So when you say control minus, it'll ask you what do you want to do. It is the entire row that I would want to delete. So I'll be able to say here, okay. And you can see I've been able to delete all. Why would I want to sell to you this idea of this idea of F5? Let me go back here and say control Z. If, for example, I had another blank here, assuming I have another blank here, a blank cell, control shift plus, I can even add another one, control shift plus. Assuming, for example, I have got even more empty cells like this, then what I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, if I start, for example, identify, these blank cells blank rows can even be 1,000, can even be 1,000. So then going my way, what you'll do, you'll come and say control shift, right arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, until I cover everything. Once I've covered everything there, I should be able to come and say here, F5. When I say F5, it's a special thing I want to do. So I'll click on special. Once I click on special, I'll come and say blanks. Once I do that, I'll apply by saying, okay. Once I do that, I can see now all the blanks have been highlighted. Once that is done, I'll come and say control minus. And then, of course, I'll be able to say it's rows that I want to remove. If you also had, for example, columns which are blank, would have gone through the same. So I'll be able to come and say, okay, like that. And there we are. In this case here, in between the ones that we had highlighted here, you can see all those blank things went far away. We don't even want to know where they went to. All right. Very important. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I normally get students here struggling with so badly is this. You will get, for example, you are working at the county government. Payroll is one thing that has to be managed by you, the governor, or senior level, CFO. Payroll, you can't just leave anybody here to be managing the payroll for you. You need to be on top of your numbers, because in 10 years' time, when your tenure ends, you as a governor, you'll go to jail. There are things you need to really place your fingers on. Have your fingers good with numbers. So you'll tell them, you go and maintain some list there for me. Maintain some list there for me. So list 1. Every month, tell them they'll be following the same order. They should not change the employees, employee names, and details. Anytime we add, for example, new employees, you expect them to be following, like last month's payroll had 1 up to 10. Mary Ochieng, 1 up to 10. I would want in this case here to have them in that order. Mary Ochieng, when we have new employees, let them be coming down there. It'll be easy for you to pick up. Now, then once you have now list 1 and list 2, so this could be the payroll in the month of January, payroll in the month of February. So then what you'll need to do is to come and basically do what here, just highlight the 2 lists, right? And then I'll use F5 is a powerful tool. I'll come and mention F5 there. So when I mention F5, it is this special thing like that. So when I say special thing, I'll come and highlight here row differences. I'll say row differences there. And then I'll be able to say what there. I'll be able to say okay. So when I say okay, I'm able to see that you see the first one here in row number 3, it's James. That is okay. But when I go to the second one, I can see it's Kamau Joram. I can see the third one, no problem. It has already been highlighted. It is Aura. I can see Ochieng. But I can see number 7, it's Mary Kimunto. And I can come and apply. When I come to home here, I'll be able to come here and apply, for example, color to this. So when I apply color to this, I'll be able to see the mismatch. And then I'll be able to question them in. Just a simple thing. And you see, the moment the employees know that you are good in Excel, people will not try to joke around with you. Especially if you are a senior CFO of a county. If, for example, you are senior, even as a governor yourself, you're supposed to be knowing these things, right? Because at the end of the day, you are the chief accounting officer as the governor, right? You're the one who is responsible of these numbers. So when you do that, you come, like the other day I was reading a newspaper that there are people that had these ghost workers. How do you have ghost workers so many? And you have Excel, a simple tool, something which will not even take me 2 minutes. I'll be able to identify duplicates using Excel, ID numbers which are matching. I'll be able to do a simple thing, for example, like if you have got minors, children whose age is less than 18 years, I'll be able to know using Excel. How will I be cheated, right? Especially when I advance from Excel, I go to Power BI, I go to R, I become powerful. Let me continue, ladies and gentlemen, here because time is not on my side. I only have 5 minutes. Great. Now, something else you'll get people really struggling with, something else you'll get people really struggling with is this one here. This one here. So we have, for example, I can just come here and have a new sheet. All right. So for example, we have Joshua Aura. We have here Mary Mwaneki. We have Macharia Gaido. We have, who else do we have here? We have Estelle. It's quite a unique name. Estelle Kamodo or Odinga. Need to keep on changing these names like that. Now, if you look at, for example, ladies and gentlemen, whatever that we have here, these are names which are overlapping. Like, if I want to know what this is in full, I just have to come and click there, Joshua, and then I'll be able to see in the formula bar, Joshua Aura there. So what I've seen students who don't want to take Excel so seriously doing, you'll get somebody coming and putting a cursor here, and then they try to expand this, and then they smile back as if they've done something very important, and then they don't know that they're embarrassing themselves. Accountants, you're dealing with big data. You'll get, in this case, even 1,000 rows, 500 columns. How do you start really extending every? No. That's quite absurd. What a good student will do, someone will come and highlight the entire sheet. You can highlight the entire sheet by saying, in this case here, Control A, right? And once you say Control A, now you can come to any cell in between here. A, B, between A and B, I put this plus for expansion. You can see it has got arrows telling you expand. So, and you don't have to even go on top of this, no, any. And then what you do once you are here, you double click. When you double click, control all. So when you come here and double click, then automatically you'll be able to see this thing expanding, and you'll now be able to have all the names fitting on their cells, right? Remember, there are many ways. Excel gives you more than 10 best ways. If I say Control Z, I go here, someone will tell you, in this case here, go and look for Control All, or just go there. And once you are here, then you should be able to work with Alt, HOI, Alt, HOI, like that, Alt, HOI. Listen, so I'll come here, ladies and gentlemen, I've highlighted everything. Then I'll press Alt permanently. I'm pressing on it. And then I'll press there HOI. And then I release. This thing expands directly, and I'm able to see everything. I'm able to see everything automatically. Right? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something here? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something new? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something new? Alt HOI. Or you highlight all and then you go to one. Is there somebody who has been able to learn something new there? Beryl, great. Thank you so much. So I only have 1 minute. I don't know whether within this 1 minute I'll be able to show you. Wonderful. Yes. Within this 1 minute, will I be able to show you anything? No. What we shall do, like, listen here. If, for example, ladies and gentlemen, you are given here budget information, you are given here actual information, and then you want, in this case, to come and create, like I was able to create a very good dashboard for somebody. You want to create a dashboard. You want, in this case, to have budgeted information here. You want to have actual information. And then at the end of the day, you need to have variances, which will be absolute figures. How will you be able to do this very fast? Ladies and gentlemen, this will not even take me a second to reconcile. Doing reconciliation statements is as easy as ABCD. What I'll do, first of all, let me come and grab this. I wish I had the time. So what I'll do for this budget, because I'm comparing these same, these are same titles with what we have here, base salary, bonus, everything. So then here, I could decide to use what we call index match. I can see it's 5 exactly. Will you guys be able to give me like 5 more minutes? 5 more minutes. I show you something very important, and I tell you why many accountants are poor, and yet they have a lot of potential inside them, which they don't want to really make use of. So in this case here, they're telling me yes. So I'll end at 507. So here, because it's a perfect match, I'll be able to index. So I want to use the index. So we have index there. I'll just show you, it's just a demonstration, and then I'll be able to take you slowly when you guys register for these classes. So index. So the next thing they want me to give them there, I can see is an array. So I'll go to my budget. So this budget here, I'll be able to copy everything here. So we have Control Shift, right arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, until I reach the total expenses. What do we do with these arrays? We must fix them fully. So I'll press F4. We fix them fully. And then I'll be able to say, comma, because I'm following this. So from there, they want the row number. Now we use the match to identify the rows. I'll be able to teach you this. So now we are using the match. So match function. So this match function, I can see match function. Now they want me to give them the lookup value. So what is the lookup value? I'll go to my dashboard. What am I looking up for? I'm looking for the base salary. So this base salary, this is what I'm now matching on the row or column. So I'll go back to the budget, and then I match this with this. So I'll come and pick it from here. I know this is quite hard for you, but I'll be able to pick this very fast. So I'll say Control Shift, down, 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 until total expenses. And then I will need to lock this with F4. The students who are in my class now I know they are able to at least know what we are doing when we say lock F4. So from there, you say comma. So when I say comma, They're asking me whether I want an exact match. Of course, that's what I want. So I'll be able to say 0 there, and then I close this, and then I say comma. There is another match that I want. So I'll be able to say here another match. It's index match, right? And then I'll be able to say enter there. So from there, they want me to give them the lookup value. So the lookup value that I'm looking for here, let me go to the dashboard. I'm looking for the month, which is March. I'm looking for the month, which is March. That has to be fully fixed. So I say F4, and then I'll be able to say comma. So this March, I would want to look for March under the months. Under the months, months are here. So I'll be able to come here and say like that. I run through, I highlight the entire thing. And then of course, this one I have to press F4. I have to press F4, and then we say comma there, and then I want an exact match. So here I will be able to close bracket, and then I close again like that. If I make an error, this thing will correct for me. You can see it has already given me the base salary for the month of March. Base salary for the month of March, which I'll be able now to use this power of Excel and take this thing down, take it down like that. All right. So should I come here, for example, and change the month? If I say, for example, the month of May, it gives me different figures. If I say, for example, I'm telling you, Excel is beautiful. If I was to marry a fresh today, I'll not marry a lady who does not know Excel. Of course, my wife knows Excel. All right. All right. All right. All right. And then I'll be able to, she's here laughing with me. Great. So you'll be able to know how to prepare budgets versus actual like that. Now, as I wind up, because we said 5 minutes, if, for example, you were to employ me as your accountant, CFO, how much will you pay me per month? And remember, I haven't yet shown you Power BI. I haven't yet shown you R. I haven't shown you my SQL, right? How much will you pay me per month? They don't want to give figures. They don't want to give figures. 20,000. 50,000 for overqualified. 950K, yeah. Now we are talking there, 6 figures. Yeah. So of course, with this kind of skills, I can't accept some figures you guys are mentioning there. You must register me at 120K, so small. 120K, even RCM will give me more than that per month. So I'll be able to do what here? I'll be able to, you must register for me for you must register me at what here? At a Capital Club, Parklands, whatever, etc. So Excel is a powerful thing. Excel is a powerful thing. Now I can see why accountants are being underpaid. I can see why accountants are being underpaid, because they don't know their value. They don't. You belong to the international company. Yes, I work for Arrow, which is a software company, international company, which is in 140 countries. So that's not the point. The point, ladies and gentlemen, here is that we need to be very good in Excel. That is the best thing. We need to be very good in Excel. We have to be good in Power BI. We have got to be good in so many things, ladies and gentlemen, including SAP. Now, given this data analytics tool that has been introduced by CASNEB, I would want a situation where you guys, after you finish your exams, which data are you finishing your exams? When 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 are you finishing your exams? The ones who are going to sit December when? December 8th. So I would want us to mount a very serious Excel, advanced Excel, Power BI, R, and my SQL course. It's called SQL, but I know most of you will pronounce this as SQL. My SQL course from the 10th of December for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, consecutive weeks. It's a night course, which will be running from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yes. So that you guys can get these skills nicely from somebody who knows them. So the question is, how much fees should I charge for this? Or do you want me to teach you guys for free? How much fees? Can somebody give us tentative figures? Of course, if you are serious, You know that most companies outside here for advanced Excel, they can't charge you less than 80,000. Mostly people charge 80,000. But you see now here, I'm introducing Power BI. We have R programming, you can imagine. The only thing I'm leaving out is Python. So we have R here, and then we have MySQL. So that as you guys come to the next semester to do data analytics, the life will be easier. Life will be easier. Life will be easier. They are saying 2,500. They're saying 2,500. I'm trying to collect information here, very important information as you wind up. 6,000. Okay, 4,500. 4,000. So then what we shall do, so 2,000, 2,000. What we shall do, we must make a decision. We must make a decision. This is supposed to be a very expensive course, right? 2,500 course. Apana, nyinyi apana. This is supposed to be a very expensive course. New students will live at 10K. Asante Lucy. New students will live at 10K. New students will live at 10K. What we shall do, ladies and gentlemen, in this December 10th, if you pay us for this December 10th, you come paying us on December 10th, you pay 6,000. But we put an offer. We say, for example, if you pay before when, so that I can know whether I'll get numbers. So that you can know whether I'll get numbers. We say if you pay before 15th of this month, you pay 4,000. You save the 2,000. So if you pay, say 15th of this month, you pay 4,000, you save 2,000. So that I can know the numbers. We need to know the numbers that we are going to be having before. Then practice, you need a laptop. Practice, you need a laptop. There is nobody who is poor. There is nobody who is poor. You just need a good laptop, and then you'll be it. Now, the other day when we had, was it yesterday? When we had this CASNEB, data analytics, CASNEB, data analytics, CASNEB, data analytics seminar by CASNEB, they said they have 100. They have registered 100 students who are going to sit for the exam. How many students who are here in data analytics class? I have a data analytics class. How many students do we have in our data analytics class this time around? How many data for data analytics? Somebody who is in this class like Lucy, how many students do we have of data analytics? If you can check WhatsApp numbers, there are 80 plus. And there are some who are using my videos to prepare. So meaning that this time around, I'm the only person who is teaching data analytics. I'm actually teaching like virtually all data analytics classes as students, in this case here for CASNEB. You can see Njuguna Kamau 86. We are teaching like all students over CASNEB. We're going to sit CASNEB. So we have the capacity. We have the capacity. What you need to do is to join us. Somebody is mentioning there that Mwalimu charges like 2,000 like last semester. Yes, that's what we charged. But remember, we were teaching very few units of advanced Excel. It was advanced Excel alone. Now I'm introducing Power BI. Do you know what is Power BI? I'm introducing, in this case here, R. I'm introducing MySQL. I think it's value. It's value. 4,000 is very good. 4,000 is very good. Actually, we should even increase this amount a little bit. Alibad should be 3,000. No. I'll make losses. I will make losses. So I think we need to do like a poster for this, and then we start sharing it with you on your various WhatsApp groups. Should you guys in this case here be interested with this course with us, please call our number 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. How many hours? 2 hours per day, 3 weeks. We are talking over how many hours? 10, 30 hours. The students who have done advanced Excel with me, yes, and you have a certificate, I should be able to give you a discount. Yes, I should be able to give you a discount. So our number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. There are students who are saying that 15th kesho kutwa iko karibu sana. It's called an early bird. It's called an early bird because you see, if the class will not have more than 100, then I should not really teach the course. I can only teach the course if we have more than 100 students. So I will need really to advertise a lot for this thing to make sense to me. But most importantly, you guys must take Excel seriously. You must take Excel seriously. Take Excel seriously. Thank you very much. You guys be blessed as you continue supporting us. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Okay. Of the certificate, the amount includes the certificate. Fatma, yes, the students who have already cleared their CPA, they're allowed to sit for this data analytics paper and they get a certificate from CASNEB called the data analytics course. You're allowed, you can go and pay for it. And actually this paper will be quite a huge distinguishing paper in terms of skills between the old accountants and the new accountants. This is a game changer. If you'll not have done this paper, I'm telling you, in the future, you'll be getting problems. Bye-bye. Python, I also need to teach it. Yes. Stephen, yes. We need to teach Python. We will need, in this case here, to teach this SAP, although SAP, the training environment is very costly, but we shall reach there. Thank you so much. All the best.